Can Escape the Virus shoot 'em up cure your boredom, or does it come with some nasty side effects? Escape the Virus Shoot 'em Up is a top-down arcade-style shooter, but it's not what you expect. Rather than moving with the D-pad and shooting with the face buttons, the main control scheme uses the touchscreen. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but after a while it feels just as precise as you expected it to be. You play as a one-eyed red DNA, and it's your goal to destroy as many viruses as possible to rack up points. To do this, you will shoot pills in all directions and survive as long as possible. There are two modes in the game, Shooter and Territory. In Shooter, you spawn with a small amount of viruses on screen. As time goes by, their numbers will drastically increase. The mode ends once you lose all 3 lives. In the Territory mode, you must defend the black holes from the viruses. When you go onto the black holes, they turn blue and a sphere of energy starts to grow inside of them. If a virus steps onto the hole, it will glow red and the energy will slowly shrink. If you can fill the entire hole with energy, any nearby viruses will be sucked in and a new hole will open. You have 3 lives to close as many holes as possible. Both modes offer unique experiences, but the Territory mode feels much more focused on a goal, which makes it more enjoyable. It's impossible to ignore the fact that you can experience all the game has to offer in a few minutes. There are 3 power-ups to collect. The capsule shoots pills in all directions for a limited amount of time. The syringe causes the DNA to catch fire and become invincible for a short period of time. And the 1-up gives the player an extra DNA. You're pretty much guaranteed to earn the first capsule in the first 10 or 15 seconds of the shooter mode, but the other items are earned if you can manage to survive for a very long time. There are 2 different control schemes, but the developers clearly had one of them in mind while developing the game. The first method uses the touchscreen to aim and move in all directions. The touchscreen can also be double tapped to jump, which is pretty useless, as you usually end up in another area just as clustered with enemies. The L button is used to zoom out the camera in this mode, and select is used to zoom in, which is completely useless. However, if you zoom out when there's a lot of viruses alive, the game's frame rate will take a noticeable hit. This is very unfortunate for a game that requires quick reflexes. The music sounds good at first, but it gets repetitive very quickly. The sound effects for navigating the menus are also very annoying. A clown horn? Come on, whose idea was that? The second control scheme uses the D-pad to move and A to jump. The reason this control scheme is so bad is because you can only move at an incredibly quick speed, so you'll run into viruses more than anything. The graphics are tolerable, but the resolution is very low, which makes the whole game feel unpolished. Escape the Virus Shoot 'em Up will provide fans of twin-stick shooters with a bit of fun for a short amount of time, but there are much better games in the genre on DSiWare. eShop Gamers gives this game a 6 out of 10.